That night, Iori dreamt of wearing a girl's high school uniform preparing to serve his seniors. Upon waking the next morning, he felt disturbed by the nightmare. He encountered his two seniors carrying a girl's high school uniform, which made him scream as it reminded him of his dream. Kohei wondered why they had given him a boy's high school uniform. Shinji mentioned that it was time to focus on club activities. Chiza approached them and was puzzled to see Kohei and Iori holding girls' uniforms like perverts. Iori insisted it was a misunderstanding, and Kohei explained that the uniforms were for diving. They were unsure how to wear them. Kohei even dressed his Ani-made body pillow in the uniform, believing it could ward off sharks. Shinji and Ryujiro then presented the actual diving equipment, revealing that the high school uniforms were not part of it. Iori and Kohei felt deceived. Shinji explained that diving requires significant funds and the high school uniforms were a means to generate money. Kohei and Iori imagined how they could use the uniforms to earn money. Iori even envisioned selling himself to wealthy older men, bringing him to tears. Shinji informed them about the Izu Summer Festival, an event at their campus scheduled for May, which included an inter-club male beauty contest. The winning club would receive a cash prize, and they wanted Kohei and Iori to participate. Naturally, Iori and Kohei immediately refused. Ryujiro mentioned that the male beauty contest was called Danken, which sounded like a term for male genitalia. Iori and Kohei were shocked by the inappropriate-sounding name. Iori asked if Chiza was aware of it. She had seen it the previous year. Kohei was unwilling to participate in the contest, especially wearing such uniforms and being laughed at. Shinji told Kohei that he was a sweet guy and should use his charm to help the diving club. Iori remarked that this meant they didn't meet him since they already had Kohei. Shinji stated that Iori would participate in the comedy category. Ryujiro asked Kohei and Iori to wear diving suits. That day, the seniors took them to the sea. Iori inquired if Chiza would join them, but she said she was tending the shop. Before Iori left, Chiza asked if he was looking forward to starting college life. Iori admitted he had been, but not anymore. Chiza was confident Iori would enjoy it. Iori trained with Ryujiro, while Kohei trained with Shinji. Ryujiro planned to teach Iori how to breathe underwater. He instructed Iori to place the regulator in his mouth and inhale. Iori tried it and found it very different from regular breathing. It required more effort to take a breath. Ryujiro acknowledged that it might be difficult at first, but assured Iori he would get used to it, encouraging him to try it underwater. Iori did so but soon surfaced, gasping for air. He tried again, but the second attempt was the same. He still ran out of breath. Iori felt scared to breathe underwater, but Ryujiro assured him it was only challenging initially and that he would get accustomed to it over time. Iori tried once more, but this time water entered his diving mask. Ryujiro adjusted the slightly loose mask. Suddenly, Iori noticed two people in a hurry and asked who those customers were. Ryujiro explained they were clients diving before their work commute. Iori was surprised that despite their busy schedules, they were willing to spend their valuable time and money to dive. Ryujiro expressed how amazing the place was. Iori recalled the large aquarium he visited with Nanaka the previous day. Ryujiro admitted he also feared running out of air underwater. He showed the spare regulator and explained it should be given to a friend who runs out of breath. He also mentioned the weight belt always faces the same direction, so it can be quickly removed in case of emergency. The diving equipment is designed not only for the user's safety, but also to assist diving buddies, and it has undergone thorough safety testing. Ryujiro assured Iori that he wasn't alone and that he would be there with him. Therefore, Iori should muster the courage to dive, knowing that Ryujiro would certainly come to his aid if needed. Iori began descending to the seafloor. When his knees touched the bottom, he opened his eyes and breathed calmly. He couldn't believe he had actually done it and didn't feel any discomfort. He discovered an underwater world he had never seen before, referring to it as a new world unknown to him. After the diving practice, Iori immediately approached Chiza, expressing that he now understood how amazing it was to breathe underwater, even though he couldn't swim, and described it as exploring a new world. Iori even compared it to being in outer space and experiencing zero gravity. He enthusiastically shared his first experience, and Chiza instructed him to change clothes. Shinji told Kohei that joy comes from understanding how to do something never done before. They gathered again for drinks at the shop. Tashio served food and asked if Iori had overcome his fear. Iori admitted he still felt anxious about entering the water, but Ryujiro noted that Iori was beginning to appreciate the joy of being in a new world. Iori thanked his seniors, but they reminded him that there was no reason for him to refuse the new world he would face, which involved wearing a uniform for the spring festival. The next morning, Iori woke up feeling dizzy from excessive drinking. Suddenly, a woman pressed his head and told him to go back to sleep. Iori was shocked to see a sexy woman beside his bed and thought it wasn't real. However, he considered that getting drunk and waking up next to a half-naked girl was normal at that time. Iori didn't even recognize who the girl was. Shinji and the others woke up, and Ryujiro mentioned that their club was an inter-campus club and that the girl was Azusa from Aomui Women's University. Iori asked why Azusa was sleeping there. Shinji suggested it was because there was a place to sleep there, but Iori pointed out that he had gone to bed first. According to Shinji, Azusa wasn't concerned about such matters, as evidenced by her clothes scattered around. Iori wondered why a woman would undress in a room full of men.